Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day in Shillington, Pennsylvania. It's dark this morning, but you know what? Days are getting longer, so getting excited. I just got certified through Working Genius, and a lot of the training and a lot of what they go over is how do you continue to do things you love at your job, or what do you love at your job, and how can you do more? And it's funny because I was just thinking, how I've managed through my life and how I've managed people through my life. I didn't really manage them. I kind of put them in spots that they either did really well at or they loved. And I started thinking about, how I manage people to their strengths and not their weaknesses. I didn't focus on what they were bad at. I focused on what they were good at, and I made it better. And I believe that a lot of times we're stuck in jobs that we need job descriptions. I get it, but we're stuck in this job description in this piece of paper that tells us everything we have to do in order to make that job 100%. And we forget about what are the results that we're looking for. It's not the tasks, it's the results. And I'm more of a results guy. You have to have tasks to get to the results. You got to have measurables to get to the results. But ultimately, how are you managing people to their strengths and not their weaknesses? How can you have people come in and actually they love their job because they've been given the freedom, they've been given the control, and they've been put in a spot by a supervisor or an owner or anybody in a spot where they will succeed. Now, managing people to their strengths doesn't mean they don't have to work on their weaknesses. They still have to work on their weaknesses, or they have to delegate it out. A lot of times we feel like we have to take on everything, and I'm a master delegator. I've delegated so many tasks and so many things that I am just not good at in order to do more things that I'm blessed with. And everybody can say, well, you're an owner, you can do that. I've been doing this since, I was 14 years old. Maybe a little bit older. I think maybe in my 20s I started doing it. And what I saw is when I delegated things that I didn't like to do to people that actually liked those things, it gave them a chance to prove their worth and show how great they are. And it was awesome. Like, I could see the growth. And I just kept doing it and doing it. And I truly believe in that method that if you manage people to their strengths and not their weaknesses, they will not work a day in their life. And they'll actually come in and enjoy themselves. So it's really important. And what does it look like? Well, I could tell you sometimes when you're managing people to their strengths, for me, you might think that I don't like to be challenged, because when somebody challenges me, it looks like I get angry, which I do, and it looks like I don't like it, but I actually love it. So sometimes we'll pull too much off of people thinking, well, it's too hard, they're not enjoying it. Where if people didn't challenge me and I didn't have a challenge every day, I wouldn't be happy. So how do you read people is important. Understanding, what is that person going through, truly going through. It's not easy. It is a learned skill to understand that. People do need to be challenged. People do need to be managed in their weaknesses and strengths, but mostly their strengths. But don't be fooled by if they show something that, oh my gosh, they look like they're struggling. It's okay. So I believe with the DISC that we give people, and then also now the Working Genius, I think it's going to get us to understand where are the blessings at, where are the God-given gifts, and how do we get people more into those spots. I used to do it without having all these tools. Now we have the tools. Now we can get people into their genius quicker. And when you get people into their genius quicker, they're going to be happier and they're going to go home fulfilled. And don't we all want to just go home after work and feel like we made a difference? So I would suggest manage people to their strengths. First, find what their strengths are, or what they love to do. It's not just strengths. We can be strong in something, but it might not be something they love to do. And how do you repeat that? How do you make a position? How do you move somebody into a spot where they love everything they do, at least 80%? And then their weaknesses, sure, they got to work on them. But I'm a firm believer, if you focus on your weaknesses and that's all you're trying to get better, because that's what everybody's complaining about, you're going to lose your God-given gifts. If you focus on what you're bad at and you put yourself in that every single day, you are going to be miserable and you're going to lose your strengths. You're going to lose your gifts. So don't do that. So what are your gifts? What do you love doing? And how can you do more of that? If you're a supervisor, if you're an owner, if you're a foreman, whatever, anywhere, how can you do more things you love? And then how can you delegate the things you don't love? And it's so amazing that when I started delegating the stuff that I hated, there's actually people that like it. And I never thought they would like it because it's so hard for me to do like details. It's so uncomfortable for me. I don't like it. So I didn't want to give it to somebody because I'm afraid that they're going to not like it too. So what do? I give away all the things I love to do, and I stick with the stuff I don't like to do. We do it all the time. You're not going to delegate something that you don't like because you're afraid you're going to put somebody else in a bad position. But people love that. People love things you don't like, and they want to help. So let them. And I think the DISC and Working Genius have been really instrumental at us with Newcastle on how to get people into jobs that they love. So guys, go love your job, do things you love, and you're happy. If you do more of that, you don't work a day in your life. Have a great day.